Hello, Fringers. The following podcast may not be suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Look alive, Fringers.
It's 2099 and we are live and loud in the underground. From the streets to the scar. Keep your chip hidden, your gun loaded, and never trade your soul for souls.
Turn it up and let them know.
Big Brother is watching. Time to put on a show.
Hello, Fringers. Howdy, Unopins and Viltrumites. Welcome to episode 15 of Neon Trails and Identico Actual Play. I am your game runner, the Caleb G. Scratchy voice coming in hot, trying to keep this game going. January's been a real tough year. You know, it's been a tough year in January. Things are rough, but we're here. We're not going to lose hope. We're all in this together. We're going to take care of each other. We're going to have a fun game. Let's get some snacks, let's get some blankets, and say hello to our wonderful cast who just need to keep things in the gray. First up, he knows evil when he sees it. It's Mallo playing Galen.
Speaking of evil, hello.
Looking good for being so bad. Next up, someone thinks they're too clever for her. That's what they all think at first. It's Wild playing B.
I did need a call out this week too. Been thinking I was clever all week. I don't know now.
And he never gets invited, but he shows up anyway. It's Pete playing Dog.
Speaking of evil.
God damn it.
Starting off strong with that Foley work.
Evil, baby.
The tricky part of the job is balancing what you want to do with what you need to do. It's Lauren playing Drall.
Oh, hi. Hi. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And hydrate or something profound and helpful.
Take your meds, drink some water. Helping someone is never beneath you. It's Ethan playing Mox.
Oh, that was a really sweet intro message. I like that. I'm just going to let that one stand. I agree.
And let's get some housekeeping out of the way. Identico is live every other Tuesday on twitch.tv/Identico with episodes of Neon Trails at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. On Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific, swing over to twitch.tv/Humanoid HQ for the Super Show, where Alex and Mallo dig into all things related to your favorite games, shows, music, and movies. And of course, archives, how to play videos and clips over on youtube.com/Identico or Humanoid HQ. Be sure to subscribe, leave us some comments about, just whatever you feel like commenting on today. Tell us what's up. Put a code in there. Write something in code and make us solve it. Give us a puzzle, please. Swing over to the socials for any announcements and news. I feel like there's a lot of news coming down the pipeline, so maybe sticking to those socials would be really, really important. Look for us at Identico and Humanoid Games on whatever social media platform you are using that is not currently on fire. Head over to playidentico.com on the good old-fashioned interwebs. It's got a brand new look. It's hot. It wants your views. Go check it out. Give it some love. There's basic core rules for free. There's the latest for now, Adventure the Good Doctor. There's books, there's stickers, there's merch, there's all kinds of goodies. If you're live on Twitch right now, I'm prepared for a show. Buckle up, buckaroos. I don't know what I'm doing tonight. Spend some channel points. Give these folks a chance to survive.
In fairness, we split the party.
That is so reassuring.
That was on you.
Split the party. Yeah.
All of
it's
this
all
is
on
reassuring.
Us. Yeah.
I'm not worried.
Good.
It'll be fun. It'll be fine. Hey, the little dog, flames all around, it's fine. It's fine.
Caleb says it's safe. Everything's fine. We don't have to worry.
It's a totally normal thing to say.
Increasing anxieties.
Totally
It's fine. Ah.
And swing over to Greenleaf Geek for some cool dice and things like that. Mallo, before I start rambling about things I should or should not say, please step in here as yourself and say things.
Yes, I will. Hi. I will also ramble about things. No.
Yeah, but you know the things you're allowed to ramble about. I have notes that I don't know if they're accurate or not.
If you are of the inclined, there is a sign-up sheet on our website to join our newsletter and our mailing list. I'm just going to say there's good reason to do that. I promise I won't spam you. Go over there and check that out. I am working to expand our newsletter mailing list because there's a lot of things that we're doing in the next couple of months that I think you might want to hear about, including something that will be announced later this week. And be launched next week. So keep an eye out for that. And then the week after that, we're launching yet another thing that you might want to keep up with. And then the week after that, we're at Emerald City Comic Con. So come see us. All of our information is going to be up on the website, and it's all over our socials and stuff like that, because I already scheduled all the tweets and everything ahead of time. So
Cool.
Take a look at that. Come see us. There's going to be a ton of things to do out here in Seattle, so have a good time with it. Come see us. Come do all those things. Do everything I just gave you on the shopping list as well, and then have yourself a good time.
All right. So let's jump into the Wayback Machine and see what happened last time on Neon Trails. After exploding their way into the prison facility, the crew explores and finds a grim scene of brutal carnage. They begin to locate the items on the shopping list from Doc Hicks and keep an eye open for any other useful salvage to snag on their way out. Mox recovers blueprints and some security footage from the detention database. But before they can dig into those files, the crew delves deeper into the prison only to find more and more horrors. Of course, they split up to cover more ground. B, Galen, and the drones descend to the prisoner processing floor, finding a massive infestation of mutant plants and seeing 5 strange humanoid figures dragging scrapped tech equipment towards a big ol' hole in the floor. Dog, Mox, and Drall explore the detention armory. They find it destroyed and ransacked, with the remaining equipment obviously being stripped for very specific parts. An emaciated and cybered out humanoid rushes them, but is scared off by Dog's quickly fired shotgun. As they finish looking through the room's remains, Drall finds words, including sacred chrome and approaching doom, chaotically smeared on the walls. And that is exactly where we are picking up. Dog, Mox, and Drall, y'all are in this armory. It has been a few minutes since this confrontation with the emaciated humanoid, so your adrenaline has relaxed a little bit, but of course you are still in this very eerie, quiet atmosphere. The lights are still flickering, so your nerves are right on the edge of something, so you can be ready. Your ears aren't ringing from the blast of the shotgun as much anymore, and you can't help but notice that once again the room has returned to that near absolute silence, other than the three of you and the noises you are making. So you've been looking through some rubbish. You have found this wall of chaotic, garbled, finger-painted nonsense. What would you like to do?
Yeah, just watch my back. I'm still in the process of searching through here.
I am no help.
What do you think that's written out of on that wall there? They got blood?
Why don't you go sniff it?
Oh, don't.
You could lick it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Dog kind of cautiously is going to walk over to the wall to see what it is and kind of get a little feel of what it feels like. Describe it for me.
It's like really thick congealed gravy that has like sat in the pan for a day.
That's my favorite.
It's gross. It's grody.
What does it smell like?
It's a lot. It smells a little earthy.
Yeah.
A little earthy. Little humany. Little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. How much you give me if I taste it?
Don't put that in your mouth.
You're not here.
I know. God.
Hepatitis. That's what you'll get if you put that in your mouth. You will get hepatitis. And if we were speaking 2.5 weeks ago, I wouldn't personally care. Now, that's a bit of a personal problem as well. So I ask that you not do that, my love.
Drall puts her hands together.
Get over it.
All right. You make a good point. Dog's gonna walk over to Mox and wipe it on Mox's shoulder.
Yeah, it's fine. It just blends in with all the rest of this shit on there.
Yeah, you're used to having goop all over you.
You know.
Hey-oh!
I'm busy, and we don't have time for this.
Hey-oh! Shadow people. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't airing out no dirty laundry.
I didn't interpret it that way, but look at Drall.
Well, I didn't either.
You see? All right, now, shh, I'm trying to whack.
All right. And then Dog will just awkwardly stand there with his arms by his side, just kind of looking and watching very intently, like a child.
And then Drall will come up over your shoulder and see. I mean, probably not. You're probably taller than she is, but we'll stand next to you and oversee it. So we're just not going to talk about the art on the wall. We're just not.
I mean, we can now that you brought it up.
This place fucking sucks.
Yeah, this isn't the best. Who picked this job?
Who?
No shade. Just, it's a little.
I felt like a little shade.
It's a little much.
Yeah, but think about the stories we're going to be able to tell if we don't get hepatitis.
That's true. I could have told more stories had I gotten to eat the gravy. That's really good.
Well,
Smells good. But that's fine.
Well, you're whatever he is.
You know what I've learned? You got to pick your battles. And maybe wall gravy is not my battle. So
Probably not.
Wall gravy.
I'm just imagining that wall drug sticker that everybody sees out here and stuff like that, but it's just wall gravy now.
So yeah. What you think death of flesh and sacred chrome and all that means? You got any?
I don't know, but it reminds me of I saw this film from back in the day where what was it? Shiny and chrome was something that one of them always had. Maybe it's that type of religion based around tech. Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. Shut up.
Well, back there was taking an arm that was not, and they weren't. I think so. I think what it means is some shit went down here that was really messed up. And everyone, I guess, shed their mortal coil, their flesh suit for robotic justice or some shit.
You know what? I think that's the prevailing theory right now. We'll go with that.
I've been watching a lot of cartoons.
Hell yeah. Well, you summed it up a bit better than I thought I ever could, so I'm going to go with that. And then that dog will continue. All right.
So you have spent maybe a total of 15 minutes or so in the armory, looking through things, this encounter with the strange figure who then escaped by diving into a hole through the wall. do you want to continue? Rephrase that. How long do you want to continue searching this room before you move on to somewhere else? You did already get some shopping list stuff out of this room, and at this point, everything else you have continued to find has been too low quality. It's been gone over. It's been ripped apart. It's not usable.
5 more minutes, and Mox will throw in the towel.
Okay. When that does happen, where will you head next? The elevator that brought you into this room is still behind you. There are 2 elevators there. If you recall, in those elevators, there was basically 2 buttons. So the button for the floor you're on now with the armory, 1 button further down, and then your home, the main floor where you came from at the start of this.
Do we want to go back and regroup before going into the random hole with the weird emaciated creature? Do we want to try? Because this is where we intended to go, was the armory. That was the room that we set out to find, and we have found it. So what do we think, team?
Well, I guess we should probably let them know that there's weird plant things painting on the wall with their personal gravy or some kind of gravy.
And depending, we don't know where that hole goes or if there are more down there. So maybe strengthen numbers.
Yeah. We do know they're scared of guns, though. That's something. That's a point in our column.
That's just smart.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did run at us, so not that smart.
All right, so we're heading back to the main floor. We're going to go down 1 further. We're going to call the other team. What are we doing?
Mox will just pull out his glow and try to establish connection with the other team.
Drall is just taking pictures of everything, just trying to record what is here because she thinks she can probably sell it later.
Cool. So let's follow that phone call, blow call through the airwaves over to the other team. Galen and B, you are currently hiding in the shadows on the main prisoner processing floor. You have sent Argos and Umbra up ahead. Umbra has, true to her name, melted into the shadows, carefully skirting the giant growth of these mutated plants, and is feeding you from a very safe spot video feed of these 5 figures dragging this mass of scavenged tech towards that big opening to the lower prisoner level. Mox, who did you call? Did you text the group chat? Did you specifically try to contact Galen or B?
I would try to page both B and Galen simultaneously because I wouldn't be sure whether one was occupied.
Okay.
So just...
All right. So, Galen and B, are your glows set to silent or do they have a ringtone?
It's at this point that like it starts going off, and Galen does that thing where he's like, "Oh, shit, okay, all right, I got it."
You know, I just thought of it. I really hope they have the ringtone off. That'd be bad.
Wouldn't make that mistake down here.
That'd be really bad.
Dang. Come on.
B would have hers on vibrate, so that's all Galen.
All right, so
Galen was driving, then he was throwing Molotovs. Like, you think he's had time to think about the thing on silent? Come on now.
All right, so your glows go off. You see that Mox is trying to contact you.
B, I'm gonna let you take that one since I'm holding the shotgun. And then I put it on silent.
Thank you. Don't do that again.
My bad.
B takes out their glow. Yes. Hello. Don't.
Hey, how's it going over there?
Don't talk loud.
What's up? What, bro? You know what? Maybe we should just text.
I think that's a good idea.
It seems like it was an enormous waste of time. I'll just text you.
That's okay. It was good to hear your voice.
Are you both alive?
Yeah, but not for long if we keep talking.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
switch the
fine.
text.
That's fine. All right, talk to you later. See ya.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
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 And right after that, B's going to text. Okay, so. ...
Just behind me, I just hear.
You see the angry, like, taka, 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 taka,
Yeah.
taka, taka. Wait, pause, think, taka, 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 taka. And it's, okay, so, ... We found people. We're not sure if they're actual people. They look like they're covered in boils or something. We can only see them through Umbra's camera. There's giant plants down here, too, that want to eat us. There are 5 people, in quotation marks, and they have a giant tarp or something with scavenged items on it, and they're trying to drag it down to the lower level.
And B, while you are typing that, you've got that little picture-in-picture of Umbra's video feed, and you notice that one of the smaller humanoids like stops and kind of perks their head up and looks around a little bit, but then they keep going.
B queues up another text. Don't fucking call again, but if you come downstairs, be fucking quiet in the elevator. Skull face emoji, gun emoji, skull face emoji, angry emoji, cussing emoji. Send.
Why the fuck does she text with so many emojis? Ugh.
They convey emotion.
I don't
Yeah.
need to know her emotion. I need details.
It's so she doesn't come off as passive aggressive.
Oh, like when you end a text with a period?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
texted me the
don't
letter-
do that.
Yeah, she's texted me the letter K with a period before, and I said, "Hey, we gotta talk."
That
Ooh,
Now
what
she
did you
sends a lot of
do?
Emojis. I don't even know.
Sorry, that was Mox, not me. I don't talk that way.
All right, so B, you have just sent this message off. You and Galen are here on the prisoner processing floor. Other than that quick little blip of a reaction from one of these figures, they don't seem to have responded to you or reacted to your presence in any way. There's a significant amount of distance between you, Umbra, and them. So it's not like you're nearby around a corner trying to hide. So you've got some breathing room, but there's a lot of open space. There's all these plants nearby to you. What are you doing?
You reckon we ought to try to follow?
I guess we could. What do we do if they turn around? Do you think we should bring the rest
Guncock.
of the crew here? Listen, I appreciate you have the shotgun, but I only have a 45 and my bow right now in Umbra. I don't know if we can take on more if there's more than 5. Do you?
Only one way to find out.
I mean, I'll
Well,
follow your lead.
How about we try not to get caught, and then we'll work it out if caught. How's that?
Okay. I had an idea, by the way.
Okay.
So I think we might be able to get past the plants if we wear some of the plants.
Make a ghillie suit.
You know, those petals over there on the dead bulb over there would make a real cool cape.
Okay. You know what? I'm willing to try anything once.
Awesome. I'm gonna go and get the clothes. I'll be right back. Just watch Umbra's screen for me, and B's gonna hand over the glow. And tell me if Mox replies, because I never know with Mox.
Fair enough. He's just gonna kind of like keep the gun and then kind of like one hand it like this, kind of like keep like that.
All you get is the thumbs up emoji.
All right, so B, you are trying to get some of the leaves and vines from one of the dead plants.
Yes, and a petal.
And a petal. Okay. Can you give me maybe a survival check?
I suppose. Hold on 1 second. Got a 15.
Okay. So you are slicing up some of the leaves and the vines, trying to kind of string them together with some cording that you might find and figure out a way to kind of drape them over yours and Galen's shoulders so it provides some coverage. It's going to take a little bit of time to do that. Two things are going to happen here. One, through the camera, Galen, you can see that these figures proceed forward. Umbra shifts her position a little bit to still kind of follow along, but still staying at a very safe distance. As this group gets towards this big opening in the floor, they pick up like from the two ends of the tarp. So there was two big hulking bulky ones and the three smaller ones. So the two big ones, they each grab two of the corners of the tarp to kind of pick it up. Mm-hmm. And then they do the 1, 2, 3 to like flip it out, and they just throw this thing out into the air over this big pit and let it drop. And then all 5 of them, single file, start to walk down these rickety metal scaffolding stairs that spiral around the edges of this big opening going further into the ground.
Got it. And those stairs are leading into like where we think prison cells and stuff like that are, right?
Right, but it's down. So the floor you're on here, there was a big opening.
Yeah.
Think like the big pit in the Batman movie where they throw the prisoners. Big pit going down, but there were stairs going down, and there was an armored bridge over the top where the detention guards could stand, watch, and keep them down there.
Where the wardens could smack them around if they need to. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So they are proceeding down. You do not have the blueprints of this, but you have logically deduced that the floor below you is where the prison cells and the medical lab are.
Got it.
So while all this has happened, this has taken at least 5-10 minutes. Let's cut back to the other group. You have wrapped up the armory. You've got pictures of everything. No one else has come to attack you. You have not heard any other noise. You've had this text message exchange with B. What are we doing?
Well, are you done?
Yeah, I think so.
And?
Yeah, we found some things, but, yeah. We got, let's see.
So from in here found, if I recall, a pair of mismatched cyber arms, a pair of cyber legs, and that was it.
Yes.
So we got 2 more things off the list from in here,
Hey.
but we still got a lot of work to do.
It's a pretty good haul for 2 shots fired.
Not bad. Not bad.
Good ratio.
Well, it did sound like our friends might be in a bit of a pickle. And maybe it's best if we quietly, so we don't upset B. Don't want her to get killed, you know. So sensitive. Maybe we could go back down that way, make sure that everything's on the up and up with them.
Why not? Sure. Unless you want to go get that plant person.
Nope.
She never responded to my thumbs up emoji, so something has to be wrong.
Yeah,
You sent her a thumbs up emoji?
Yeah, but...
Are you trying to fight?
No, I received the message. Look, thumbs up.
You don't send it. No, it doesn't. No, it communicates that you're not really interested. And you're like, yeah, okay.
How does that communicate that when I'm going, look, when someone gives you a thumbs up?
I think it's a generational thing.
It's a generational
So just be mindful moving forward, not to send such dismissive things to our friends.
let's just say if you and I ever have to do long distance, we're going to have some conversations beforehand. Because if I get a thumbs up emoji at midnight, it's going down. Goddamn.
Well, that's not where the thumb is going up at midnight. Anyway, let's get a move on.
Okay.
All right, so
It's back on my side.
so you are going back to the elevator, and you are returning to the main floor of the detention center.
I believe the plan is, yes, to take the elevator back to the main floor, back to the elevator that they took,
Cool.
and head that way and try to do it as quietly as possible, I guess.
All right. As you enter the elevator and hit the button, excellent timing because you start to hear some noise coming from that hole in the wall just as the elevator door closes and you start to ascend. You get back to the main floor of the detention center. It is exactly as you left it, just as eerie.
Ooh, eerie.
You can move to the elevator that you first went down and slide on in and take it on down to the prison level that you were at before. As it slides open, you see the same scene we set before. The carnage is everywhere. Immediately in front of you, over a low wall, you see a throng of these mutant plants growing in this elevator shaft that is the larger elevator shaft that the prisoners would have been dumped onto from the floor you just came on. In your immediate area, you do not see Galen or B.
Should we, yell hello? See if they're here?
Text her.
Where you at? Question mark.
Good. That's a good.
Good. Is that better?
It's better than you up.
All right, so B, you are just wrapping up your costume, your disguise. You hear a little bit of movement from the elevator, and at about the same time you realize, oh wait, that noise is the elevator. Your glow indicates a text from Mox.
After B gets their garb situated and Galen's garb situated, B checks their phone, sees the thumbs up, goes, fucking asshole. And then sees the next message and goes, oh, now he knows, he wants to know where we're at. Not before then. Okay. Galen, and am I reading too much into this? Shows Galen their phone.
Thumbs up emoji, huh? Learned that one the hard way. Learned that one the hard way a long time ago, yeah.
So rude.
Yeah, it's okay. And probably me. I wouldn't hold it against him too much. You know.
Okay. I'll only do that on account of his age. It should be fine.
All right, that's fair. Just don't make too many old jokes with us in around.
Not with you around. You're great. Now I don't know about Mox, though. And then B starts texting.
Can we see them? Like, if we look back at the elevator, can we see them?
Super dark.
Because you have kind of adjusted to the low light down here, absolutely. You can see where the elevator has opened. You can see them kind of standing in that pool of light around it.
Mm-hmm. So just along the way, like, as he's got the thing, he's just going to click the flashlight on a couple times just to kind of give a little heads up. This is where we're at.
Those of you there at the elevator, you're looking out into the darkness. Ahead of you and to your left, you see a flash of light pierce the darkness, and it's not too hard to guess that that is probably Galen and B signaling you. It is not pitch black. It is just uncomfortably dark. It's like when you're walking through the house and there's just a little bit of light coming from a street lamp outside, and you kind of know where the furniture is, but you're also very hesitant to walk because you've got that fear of suddenly tripping over the ottoman, even though you know the ottoman's nowhere near you, but you think maybe it somehow moved since you went to bed and you're not sure, so you're still kind of shuffling forward. It's exactly that feeling.
You think that?
And also in the darkness, you've got this sense of movement from these big growths of tangled vines and these plants, because, like we said, they don't move very much, but there is just enough movement that it catches your periph. None of them react or turn towards you, but as you move towards where Galen and B are signaling you, like ahead of you, you see an entire, like 20 foot to a side mass of these vines. And off to your very left, you see a much smaller little growth, and you're kind of diagonally easing between them, heading up to where Galen and B are. It's spooky, is what I'm saying.
Go ahead and unsling Casey Jones, my rifle. Just gotta be ready.
You get up there. Galen has found himself a very defensible little cover spot. A lot of the stations and equipment down here are low, like waist-high partitions, where obviously detention guards would have stood handling these prisoners or processing them. So there's plenty of spots that are just, here's where you stand with your gun, and Galen is just taking advantage of those spots. So he's holed up very nicely. You come up to him. As you're coming up, like simultaneously B is walking over, but B's like the wrong shape because she's got all this plant material like thrown over her shoulders. So this weird mask kind of just whoop, out of the darkness. And you are all now reunited in safety.
It's like a rose petal ghillie suit.
Well, you two look nice.
What do you think? Does it match my tone?
It really brings out the color of your eyes, you know, I think. It's beautiful. Is this really what's important? What is happening?
Well, this is for us to try to sneak past the plants.
I feel like the three of us being here, not in that, might have put a damper on that plan.
Well, you're in luck because I made something for each of you. And B hands out individualized garbs, cloaks. Drall has a bigger hood than everybody else.
Yes, mysterious.
With a vine belt. There's, a kimono made out of petals for dog. Mox has leaves and vines tied up in a way that it showcases
What does it showcase on Mox? Yeah, it showcases. End of sentence.
we could end it there. That's fine.
Yep, cool.
All right. So
This is lovely. I really feel like it showcases.
I'm so glad you think that. Just don't smell it because I put the plant juice on there.
Oh no, I noticed that.
It's got a musk to it,
Like the earth gravy.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
Earth gravy?
What is?
Yeah.
No.
Look.
No.
It pulls out the glow and kind of like shows you. That's what we saw.
Wait.
That's shit.
What's the?
What?
He looks at the writing,
Gravy.
and he's trying to figure out. Those sentences don't make any sense whatsoever.
I mean,
No, they really don't. But what's the plan? Plan, people.
Well, there are about 5 people who was dragging a lot of tech through this area, and he kind of motions towards the prisoner pit there.
and you can also show like a replay of some of the video that Umbra took on your glow, and so you can kind of give a very clear depiction of the obstacles in front of you, and then that big pit they went down.
So that's kind of well, let's just put it this way. That's where the medical bay is, and if we're going to get half of the things that we need to get out of here, I'm thinking that's probably where we need to go. Unfortunately, there are people there.
people. is a word that we're using lightly here. I'm still not sure what's going on with them.
Organic
look
plant-based materials, maybe.
Okay. Tell me, we saw some emaciated-looking plant people.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're scared of me now, don't worry. So I think we can go do it. They don't like guns.
Okay, that is one advantage that we have against them is that we have guns. At the moment, I don't think they have guns.
It's ours for the taking, then.
But if the zombie video games that I've played are any indication...
Here he goes again.
Look, babe, hear me out. If the zombie video games that I've played are any indication, if they don't have guns, they have numbers. So if we go in there loud, we're probably just gonna alert all the others that aren't around here. I mean, I'm in favor of loud, don't get me wrong. But, just something that we should be aware of.
Well, I don't know if it's really a zombie video game, but did you ever play that game Halo? Where it had that big talking plant? It was in the bottom of the base, and then it had the flood that it was making.
Oh, Halo, it's on my list. I haven't gotten to it yet.
Wow.
Oldies, not always. Like, that's so many to go through. Alright, give me some slack.
Wow.
Jesus.
Well, anyways, at any rate, I would like to assume if they are plant people, they could probably talk to each other in some way that we don't know.
Hive mind.
Hive mind.
Yeah.
Hive mind.
Well,
Maybe.
Actually, if you guys saw that plant creature upstairs and it didn't alert the ones downstairs.
Well, I don't know where it is relative to this stair.
I thought we were on the...
I think we're lower than they were.
Yeah.
I think it was upstairs.
Yeah.
Fair. Mubby.
All right. We all have our get-ups. Let's heavily stealth our way there and see what we can see. Everybody cool with that?
Mm-hmm. All right. Heavy stealth.
Heavy stealth. And please don't let us roll a 1.
All right. So, based on the video that Umbra has taken, you can see a very clear path between the biggest growths of the vines and kind of winding your way between the installations of this prisoner processing. Are you going to leave Argos and Umbra where they are currently, or are you going to have them come back to you?
They're sticking with us one way or the other, right? We're not just going to have them.
Yeah, we got to pull them back if we're moving forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're drones. They can operate elevators.
All right. So they had been deeper on this floor towards that big pit opening towards the lower level. They come back to you. They give you all kinds of little droney kisses, very 9-volt battery experience here, and you all move forward. I would like all of you.
I see you, August.
I would like all of you to give me stealth checks.
But can we roll it with advantage because we have super neat outfits on?
I will say that I am calculating some bonuses and penalties behind the imaginary Game Runner screen.
Wonderful, benevolent voice in the sky.
You also are lucky enough to have that video footage from Umbra. You've got a clear path. It's not like you're trying to suss your way out while you're walking, so that's a bonus. Probably. But then you got this plant stuff all over you. That might be a bonus, it might not be. We'll find out.
16 for Mox.
Got 14.
14 as well.
B, what you got?
13.
Okay. And Dog.
Dog's real good. He got a 6.
Were you cracking open a beer while stealthing?
I told you your fool you work with going to get us into trouble one day.
Listen, it's a tight suit. I didn't build it. Everything's
all right.
squished together. You gotta stop and adjust. Sorry.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a luck check here. Pete, for Dog, I would like you to roll a d20. Mm-hmm. And then you tell me if it is higher or lower than the d20 that I just rolled over here.
Oh, buddy. Oh, is this like a guess situation, or I tell you the number?
No, no. Whatever you rolled, you tell me if it's higher or lower than what I just rolled right here.
I rolled a 4.
So is it higher or lower than what I just rolled?
It's probably lower.
All right. So here's what happens. You all move forward.
So scared.
That's direction.
You are winding your way between some of these outcroppings of the installations, the tools, the processing tables, the desks, where the prisoners would have their cyber stuff scanned, their cuffs strapped on their neck, their arms, their ankles. Umbra is kind of pointing the way and showing you where to walk. As you, as a group, are moving forward, kind of sidling between, navigating between these two massive patches of plants, all of them react to you. You see one of the pods like swing over. It actually, like as you're walking, it swings over your heads but keeps going. You move forward a little bit more. Some of the vines wave in front of the path that you're on, kind of brushing over you a little bit. None of them wrap around any of your limbs or extremities. You're able to keep easing forward. Dog is making his way with the group, but as one of these vines kind of swings over you, it suddenly does try to wrap around your ankle. So I'm going to have you roll a dodge check for me, please.
I'm going to assume that's going to be a D20 with an agility.
Yeah.
That's horrible for me.
Oh, no.
Oh, good God. With my agility penalty, it is a dirty 1.
Oh, no.
No. All right.
My ankles.
So you've got this moment where you feel the vine kind of like hit your shoulders and trail down your back a little bit, and you think it's going to keep moving, but then it kind of moves down your leg, and you again think it's just about to pull away from you, but then suddenly it like latches around your leg. You only take 5 points of damage, and you feel the it's mostly the pressure of this vine that has grabbed you. A little bit of like that pinpoint pain of the thorns. Luckily, none of these thorns are as big and massive as the ones you saw on the plant outside. It's more like an extra long, extra sharp rose thorn. It's got that kind of real sharp serrated edge on it. So it hurts, and you're kind of frozen in place. You know that if you pull, it's going to dig in tighter.
Oh, those videos I saw didn't show this part.
Is it currently pulling him, or is it just wrapped and staying there?
At this moment, it has just wrapped and stayed.
So Mox is going to take his rifle in his left hand and put it on his shoulder, and in his right hand draw his .45 cal and point it right at the vine and look to the rest of the group.
What do you do?
I have knives. Can I pull a Drax and just...
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just as thick from the inside as from the outside.
Ha! I have slain it single-handedly. Yeah, I would like to do that if possible.
All right, so here's what we'll do. You it's not that it's not a moving target, but it is kind of immobilized right now, so you can't really miss it.
Okay.
But what I would still like you to do is give me an attack roll.
All right.
And I'm going to use that to gauge how quickly you are able to respond versus it reacting to you.
With my combat knife is 19.
All right, so Drall, you slip in, you pull out your knives, you are about to connect with this vine as it is holding Dog, when suddenly the out of the vines, out of this mass of vines, one pod like snaps up, and it's clearly in response to what you were doing. And Dog, that vine around your leg tightens and yanks, trying to pull you off balance. We're gonna do an initiative check here so that we can act in rounds.
Dirty 20.
Ooh, not bad.
Galen, what you got?
17.
Very good. Dog?
13 for Dog.
V?
9.
9.
Drall.
3.
Oh no.
We are gonna... Mox, you are gonna act first here.
Okay. So could you, one more time, just paint me the picture of exactly what's going on at this instant?
No, absolutely. So the core of the group has been walking down this aisle, kind of very easing down. Dog was towards the end. There was this moment where the vine wrapped around his ankle, the meat of his calf. Everybody froze. You pulled your gun. Drall slipped past you to take one of her knives and try to chop at the vine. In the second, as she was bringing the knife down above your heads, think like the scene in Jurassic Park where the plants parted and the Dilophosaurus just went rah, right through one of these pods, like
It was a rafter, but whatever.
Similar experience.
No, I was correcting myself that I was assuming the wrong
Same
scene.
vibes.
So in that case, with this pod coming down, Mox has absolutely no chill, and since he has the 45 out, is just going to immediately point it straight up at the pod and pull the trigger.
All right, give me an attack roll.
Heavy stealth.
Heavy stealth is going great, guys. 15?
All right, so you fire off the shot, but it's so dark. It's like you shot at where you thought the pod was, but it had just moved.
Do I get my second shot since I'm not doing a cold one?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so that
You just roll.
That one is a dirty 20.
Okay, perfect. So you correct in that moment between shots and find purchase. So give me an
14 damage.
hoopla. Okay.
And just as he fires the second shot and it blasts some of this plant matter, you can't have him!
All right, so you've got this big pod on a vine. The pod itself is as big as you, right? It could just snap you up and you could just whoop right down it. It is towering over you. You just took a shot at it. It reacts backwards. It's not making noise, but you can hear the plant matter moving.
The rustling alone, just all in stereo around us. Oh my god.
Yes. You've also got echoing through this chamber, like all of the other plants are starting to kind of wake up and respond. None of them are near you. This is the immediate threat. But you can hear all of it. It's got that kind of echoed, layered sound. One of the vines is going to lash down at you, Mox, because you just took a shot at it. So give me a defensive roll. That's just an agility check. Can you beat an 8?
Just friggin' barely with a 10.
Perfect. So one of them comes at your chest and you just push yourself backwards and it comes right in front of you. Dog, the one that is wrapped around your leg is yanking at you to try to pull you off balance. So what we're going to do is an opposed check to see if it can grapple you.
Bring it on, plant.
What you got?
I'll just give you the raw roll 2.
Oh no!
All right, so you have the wind knocked out of you as your leg is now yanked up to like waist height. Your back just slams backwards into the ground. You're dragged maybe a yard away from the group towards the plants.
Help me! It's got me. My legs at waist height. My back's on the ground. Someone help me.
Galen.
Yeah, we're just going to try to shoot the vine itself up further to see if we can like cut it off or like weaken it enough so it can stop getting dog.
Okay. Yeah, so you just want to target the vine that is wrapped around dog right now.
Yeah, we're gonna try
Go
that.
for it. Go for it.
Oh, those aren't bad. A 17 and an 18.
Both connect.
Okay.
It is very busy trying to eat dog, so it cannot really get away from you.
How does 26 damage for the first one do you?
It's a lot.
And another 22 damage on the second one.
You were shotgunning this thing?
Yeah.
All right.
Just as point blank as I can be.
Cool. So I'm going to narrate it this way, if this makes sense to you. So Galen had that defensive spot when the rest of the group came with him. You had all started to move forward. You had moved from one defensive spot to another as the group moved. So you were kind of at the middle of the pack. Mm-hmm. So what you were able to do is very quickly and efficiently, you've got that like battle clarity. You step back, you plant this barrel, smack on this vine. 2 huge shotgun blasts ring out. Everyone's ears are just buzzing with tinnitus at this point. Dog, you are suddenly dropped to the ground. Like you had just been yanked up and now, whoop, sack of potatoes back to the ground. This vine, it's still wrapped around Dog's calf, but it is severed. And it is like spewing out this like purpley sap. The vine and the other part of the vine like retracts back and yanks away. The big pod snaps back. It would be like a pain reaction in an animal or a person, but you're seeing this in a plant. There's no real noise other than the rustling of the stems and the vine. So it's this really weird cognitive dissonance of what you're seeing and hearing and experiencing. But Dog is free.
Can I get him? Can I reach down to get him up?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
In that split second that you see you've severed the vine and take this all in, you can just bodily yank him away.
No, it's a little bit more like the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers. Just
oh, R.I.P. Grief Karga.
Apollo Creed.
You. But I get him up, so we get the fuck out of here.
All right, cool. So, you are able to get yourself away from this. The way ahead of you is clear. Like based on the video you have from Umbra, it's not like you're trying to get through a forest of these plants. You were just trying to get between them and then move on. So that's where you're at right now. You're able to pull him, sprint ahead. All of you can safely back away from this, while all of the plants and vines are still reaching out, searching, actively trying to find this threat. You are all in a safe spot. And from the video that Umbra gave you, you know that you can continue in safety, leaving this threat behind you. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, adrenaline's pumping. This all happened rapid fire succession. Your ears are ringing, but you are safe.
This place is so weird.
Yeah, I don't want to spend too much more time in here if we can. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Let us get the fuck on. Are you hobbling, Dog? Or are you gonna walk it out? Or
I'll walk it off. I'm just glad y'all picked up on what I was trying to do there, get us through a little faster.
Mox will, like, whatever side you're limping on, will take your arm and will give you, wrap it around his shoulders to give you something to lean on.
Hold on. B has a med kit with them. Do you want me to roll medical to see if I can try and patch up his leg really quick?
Yeah, give me a medical check. Dog, while that is happening, could you also just give me a stamina check? Just for giggles.
Got a 14.
4.
Okay, so...
Are you sure you've been rolling a d20 tonight and not a d6? Just checking, because every result so far makes me think it's been a d6.
This one's a d20. It's the kind of like a super ball. It's got triangles on the side.
I have a penalty or 0 on everything except for intelligence and determination somehow.
All right, so well, let me back that up. What kind of pants are you wearing, dog? Are they just like jeans,
Cargo pants.
just cargo pants? Okay.
Yeah. Khaki cargo pants with a Hawaiian shirt.
I should have known. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
Kind of spontaneous question.
B, you are cutting away these cargo pants. You've got like the medical scissors. You're like chip, 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 chip.
Not my good cards.
I don't know why I decided scissors make a chip noise like a chipmunk, but they do. That's a thing. So you chipmunk scissors these pants away a little bit. You clean the wound. It is definitely looking a little bit off color and sickly. It's bleeding, but you're able to clean it with like some antibacterial, whatever. You can wrap it in a gauze and a bandage. It's not like it's immediately bleeding through. It's not oozing blood. It's not gushing blood. Didn't hit an artery or anything. But it seems a little green.
Green from a possible toxin being put into his... Green because of residue left behind.
Well, you were able to clean off all the residue from the plant, so it's not that, but the skin does have a little bit of a greenish tint that you would associate with like an allergy or an infection.
B's gonna poke it.
It's real tender, and it hurts real bad.
Just checking. I just wanted to see if it was a bruise or not. Hey, Doc, are you allergic to plants?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so have you guys ever seen poison ivy or poison oak? You know,
Like the Batman character?
no, but I
Like the rash.
That's nice. There are.
I want to see.
Hold on, let me get through this, and then I'll show you who Poison Ivy is. You'll like her. There are plants that have toxins that they shoot through the thorns on them when they make contact with stuff. Sometimes it makes things paralyze, and sometimes it makes things liquefy from the inside. We just should probably find out what's in Dog before too long.
I like my legs. I don't want them to be liquid. I need them.
Yeah.
They're my best asset. Well, sorry, aside from my penis. But we've all seen that now.
Just rocking in the plant kimono.
B was gonna ask if Dog didn't use the belt, and that's what caused the plant to.
It's the twig and berry aspect of the kimono.
Called pistons, okay? Pistons and I think stamens.
Stamens.
Stamens, thank
Stamen
you.
and the piston.
I don't think that's both of them, but
This biology lesson, plantology, I don't know.
photosynthesis.
Mitochondrias.
So, Dog, you feel fine, even with this pain. It feels like you just got your leg slashed open right now. Even with everything B is saying, you don't feel sickly. You don't feel any worse for wear other than getting cut.
All right. Yeah, I'm fine. It'll be all right. I'll walk it off. I'll put some dirt on it. There's some healing gravy upstairs that might help, but
Yeah,
It's a long way away.
I don't know
All
if
right.
it heals.
One way to find out.
All right, so we have paused for a second here to tend to the wound. You are out of immediate danger from the plants. As you assess your situation, no other threat has come towards you. You've got ahead of you the rest of this processing floor and the large opening towards the level below you. Are we going to continue forward?
Yeah.
Forward is
Until
best.
dog's legs fall off.
Yeah, dog, you had no trouble walking. It's sore, it hurts, but it's like you just got a gash when you were working in the shop. Nothing more than that. All right, so you get over to this large opening in the floor. It's a big square pit. There's like a cement wall lining it about up to your waist, and looking over the edge with the lights from your headsets or your guns or your glows, you can see that there is a like metal scaffolding stair bolted to the side of this pit that drops down, and it wraps all the way around and starts spiraling down into the darkness. And then that armored staircase over it kind of stretches up above you, since you're by the pit right now, where the wardens and the guards would have patrolled and looked down at these prisoners. The stairs are really only wide enough to go single file.
Man, would now be a time to have some night vision goggles. Well, Galen's gonna go first, because he's gonna flip on the flashlight if need be, to try to give us something of a way to see.
Again, it is not pitch black, no lights.
Yeah, but it's dark enough.
Yeah, like only every fifth light is working,
Yeah.
even as you're descending. So you're not going into darkness, but it's not well lit.
Yeah. We're going to keep creeping like TLC. And try to make our way quietly on rickety stairs as best we can, I guess.
Creep, creep.
You descend down these stairs. It's hard to gauge the distance, but it's maybe a floor or two down that you walk. But of course, the stairs are ringing this very wide pit, so it's a really long walk to go down. As you get closer to the bottom, you can see a slight pool, not of light, but of less dark at the bottom of these steps, so you know you're getting close.
Okay.
You exit. I was going to say you exit, but go ahead, jump in.
Well, I wanted to do a perception check before we went too much further.
So perception as you are walking down, or as you get closer to the bottom?
As we get a little bit closer to the bottom, because I imagine us getting on the stairs to it with that little bit of light is probably a waste of checking. Once we get a little bit closer to the bottom, where we can start to kind of
Sure.
assess everything from there.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
10, yeah.
All right. So, Galen, you are very used to tactically approaching danger. Mm-hmm. You're used to taking the lead. You are used to leading a team, clearing stairs, clearing corners. You know how to approach a threat. You are a couple paces ahead of the rest of everybody else going down these steps. You've got your shotgun like the butt's up in your shoulder, but obviously the barrel's pointed down for safety. You're looking around. You've got the light ready to click on if you need to.
Yeah.
You see that area of less darkness ahead of you. You slow down. Your hackles go up. You start to assess the situation. Your eyes have adjusted. You can tell that you are moving towards just a big opening at the bottom of the stairs. It's not like a physical door you walk through. It's just the bottom of the steps, and it opens out into the room around you. As you are still maybe 10 paces away, you see a figure move across that doorway, but then continue moving.
Okay. Okay. He's just gonna put up a hand to everybody back there, not knowing, like instinctively not knowing if they understand what that means or not, but he's gonna stop and go, and then you saw there was only one. Was it the same type of figure from before? Was it the big one, the little one?
It was very much in shadow.
Okay.
But it seemed like one of the smaller, emaciated figures.
Do we see the tarp that they threw down here yet? Or?
Nope.
Okay. I kind of turn back to whoever is behind me at that point and I go, I'm not sure who's number 2, so. Who would be number 2?
And who do they work for?
Who does number 2? What? Sorry. Sorry. It's me. What do you mean they're here?
The figures from before. They're down here.
Like all of them?
I've only seen one so far, but yeah, they all came down here, so.
Okay. And she's gonna turn back. Apparently they're over that way.
Rifle at the ready.
Okay, we're gonna just proceed cautiously into the larger kind of. Just get off the stairwell, get out of single file as best we can.
So you move forward. You can see that the area that these steps open out into very clearly is the main hallway where all the prison cells line the walls to your left and right. Very wide hallway in the middle, and then just tons of cells to your left and to your right. This area is worse in condition than everything you have seen so far. The floors are thick and squelchy with stuff that you don't really want to think about. It does not smell great. You smell bodily fluid, you smell blood, you smell rotting meat. The lights are a little bit better here, which makes it suck because you can see better. The cell doors are hanging from the hinges. The cells themselves were lined with bunk beds that are just ripped off the walls, rotting mattresses, rotting sheets, bodies hanging in ridiculous poses and remains. It is disgusting. This is really, really bad. Through all of this, Galen, you are able to see that at the end of this long hallway of just disgusting atmosphere, the room opens up ahead of you. And this is a very long hallway, maybe 100 feet or so. You see multiple sets of doors at the end of the hallway. And you can see that they are those very classic swinging doctor doors, hospital doors. Mm-hmm. So you immediately understand this is the prison. These are all the cells. That's the medical facility at the end of the hall. They would throw these poor souls in here. They would suffer and then get yanked down for even more suffering ahead of you. So you very quickly paint that picture of how bad it's going to be.
God, and there's no way for us to know what's behind door number 1. I look back at the group and I go, y'all, we about to run the gauntlet if we want to get down to that medical facility.
It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it.
Then I would suggest we all have weapons free because we are about to have to shoot our way out of here.
She puts her combat knives back and she pulls out her pistol. All right.
Mox, do you happen to have any of that C4?
Got 3 kilograms of it, as a matter of fact.
We might need that just to put a few...
Well, just tell me when you need it. Otherwise, I'll start blowing things up now. So I'll leave it up to you to let me know when to do it.
Well, I would say trust your judgment. The only thing we can't do is blow up those stairs because that's our way out of here.
Trust my judgment. What a great day.
I still have some explosive arrows if Mox needs a little pick-me-up as well.
Okay. I love that. We're going to need those too. And at this point, he's just going to hold up the shotgun for a minute. And he goes, any of y'all with lights, we're just going to go in weapons free. And he turns the flashlight on and starts sweeping through to see if he can see anything else from there. But just know, this is the signal flare.
You are all moving forward. using any lights you have, trying to move cautiously but quickly.
We're just checking. We're going to go through. So the idea basically is we're going to try to make it to the medical facility. We're going to kind of like each one of these cells, we're going to kind of like do one of these things, just kind of check in corners as we go and try to like almost in a V go down the hallway as quickly as we can to get away from this carnage, not knowing what carnage we're about to walk into. But we know that that's the place where we probably are going to find a good portion of our supplies. So we're going to try to make it out and hope that they don't care.
All right. You start to move forward as you've described. The scenes you see are like just depictions of the worst possible still life. Why would someone make a painting of this? It's just bad. It is so gross.
Mox is going to use his watcher implant to record some clips of this.
Sure.
If for no other reason than to see if we can get paid extra.
Mox, as you are kind of paying extra attention to everything, you catch it first, but everyone would also catch onto this eventually. So earlier in the other floors, you saw clear signs of battle, of combat. You saw bodies that were most likely detention staff. You saw bodies that were clearly the prisoners that they were fighting, having ripped each other apart in combat. What you are seeing here is more than just the remains of combat. This is almost the like squalor of beings living here in this misery, with how disgusting and wet and gross everything is. Remains up top were old. A lot of this stuff is more fresh.
I think that there are some non-plant people, perhaps, living down here.
Is that the impression I'm getting? That this is the remains from not these types of people? I mean, I know that I probably don't have a way to distinguish.
It's... if you look at some of the body parts you see here, it's not like you can identify, oh, this is from this person or that person, but you've got old remains, fresh remains.
Well, we're definitely in the nest of more recent activity. Great.
As you are walking, checking your corners, looking at some of these cells, you start to again see more of the smeared writing of it almost looks like pictograms, stick figures, swirly shapes, just rambling nonsense, mismatched backwards words, letters upside down, inside out. But you also see some of that same verbiage that you've noticed before that Drall showed you on pictures for those of you that weren't in the armory. So you still see all of that. These themes are recurring. A couple times you think you see a person or movement out of the corner of your eye, but it turns out to just be like the shadow of your lights crossing each other. So you've got a couple jump scare moments there, but nothing actually leaps out at you.
Classic Scooby-Doo moment. We're walking, our backs touch.
One of you walks into a door and comes out a door on the opposite end of the hallway. You know, just you keep moving. Dog, you are following along with the group. You're walking very carefully. You notice this same writing, the recurring patterns, and then you get to one specific cell. The walls of this cell, instead of being covered with like finger paint letters smeared on with, hopefully it's just mud, but like that thick little kid writing, you know, the walls of this cell are almost pristine, except for the fact that they are covered every single inch, centimeter, millimeter in writing that has been scratched into the wall, etched into the wall. And that is weird to you. First off, it's very different from what you've seen. You take a look at it and it's like you blink, rub your eyes, you're like, it's familiar. It's strangely familiar. You're doing that thing where you're like, I know I've seen this before. You're trying to like replay in your head. Was it a book I read? Was it like a commercial I saw? Where you've got that visual memory of seeing something and you're trying to find it. And then suddenly it clicks. These are all astrological maps and symbols. And, that over there, those are blueprints. Those are diagrams for different types of aeronautical wiring and wing assembly and jet propulsion schematics.
What the hell? Whoa. It is anyone near me?
Yeah, anyone can be.
Yeah, hey, y'all. Come here, Mox. Come here. I need you in here. Yeah, I need you to show you something.
I'm coming. What?
Lots of reading material.
This.
Yeah. So this is a lot of astrological signs and diagrams for electronics, electrical engineering, and things of the such.
Can I try to parse what I'm looking at? See if it's just gibberish in terms of specifically the schematics, because Mox would have no friggin' idea about the astrological signs. But the schematics aspect, does it look sensical?
It's really hard to parse because of how dense it is. This is the very stereotypical scene from any sci-fi movie where that person who's like mad with extraplanar knowledge has just been writing nonstop, scribbling into the walls. There is absolutely things that seem real, that make sense, but every time you find something that's like, okay, that makes sense, that's weird. Okay, can I discount that? Well, that goes into this. Okay, but this makes sense, and that makes sense, but no, that's definitely wrong. That's not how physics works. Oh, wait a minute, what, like, you find enough to make you not sure if anything is right, but you're still finding little bits and pieces that do make sense to you.
Then Mox is again going to utilize the Watcher to, like, scan over this, record it, so that when at my leisure I can try to parse this and see what makes sense in here. But either way, as Mox is doing so,
Well, there's definitely something down here with some type of intelligence. If it's those plant people, then there's still something human inside of them. And if it's not those plant people, then there's a third party here still.
And while I said astrological in the sickness that is taking over my body, I also meant astronomical. It's both, okay? It is both. We're talking about space travel, y'all, just to be clear.
Sorry, go ahead, V.
No, you raised your hand first. I was just going to crack a joke.
Oh, you should crack a joke.
At my expense, please.
Yes,
I mean,
please.
We just all figured that you were confirming that Dog is a horoscope queer. So,
I love it.
You know.
Definitely, when Dog calls Mox in there, Drall is going to give a couple seconds lead time to Mox and then kind of go in herself, unannounced. She's not going to say anything. She's just going to record as much as she can, whilst looking pretty disturbed for the most part. Not really seen anything like this, except on, like, old TV shows. Are we solving a mystery? This is their apocalypse.
even with all of your adventures, Drall, this is probably the worst situation you've been in. Like you have definitely been in firefights, you've been in combat, but like this much just horrible, terrible, ongoing, intense badness. Like this is a lot. But it's lucky that you have been through so much because you've got that like cool tactical head where you can dissociate a little bit and just process the data, take those pictures, try to figure out what's going on. That analytical part of your mind is clicking in, kind of pushing some of the worst of the visuals away so you can really just try to solve what's going on and try to solve that mystery. As a group, you continue to move forward. You are nearing the end of this long, large, wide hallway. Those swinging hospital-type doors are in front of you. There's multiple sets of these doors stretching across this very wide hallway. So how are we going to move through them? Are you just going to pick one and all pile through? Or are you going to pick a couple? Everybody take one?
Well, I want to look through the window first. If there's a window that I can look through.
Oh, there's a window.
Good.
It's a dirty window.
I would have expected nothing less.
There's definitely a lot of grime on the window from time. There's definitely some handprints on the window as well.
Mm-hmm.
You are looking into it. It can only be described as like medical torture.
Oh.
It's bad. It's so bad. There are like bare gurneys covered with dried remains and gore. There's surgical implements hanging from chains on the ceiling. There's like wheeled basins that had all kinds of stuff in them. You can't really see to the walls. This is a big room. Like you were in a wide hallway. You can see that this room is deeper and wider. So you can't get a full tactical appreciation of it, but you can see like there are medical partitions almost making small little operating theaters of this larger room. You kind of get a glimpse of like maybe schematics or drawings on some of them. It's gross. It's super gross.
I almost vote that we return what we have to this good doctor and put a bullet
Just
in
go.
his head.
Yep, just leave. Just get out of there. Just cut our losses.
I mean, there's still so much here to be discovered. You know, we came all the way here.
Should it be though? Should it be? Like, look at this.
No, this is fucking awful. All right, don't get me wrong, but if we have the full delivery, maybe we have a bargaining chip, and we can find out what happens.
Is there a way that we could, like, I don't know, report this all? Or, like, blackmail him with?
I don't know if we want to cross that bridge. I mean, but I guess we could.
I mean, there's 5 of us and 1 of him. And
Yeah,
if we do it to him before we give him all the cyber armor and cybernetics.
I mean, there's an order of operations here. Take his money and shoot him in the head. Money and justice.
Well, look, if we're personally looking around this fucking spot, I'm not too keen necessarily on investigating here more, but, you know, there might still, I mean, before we leave this whole space, we should probably see if there's more salvage. You know, even if we don't get everything, maybe we could collect a few more things upstairs where it's less horrifying.
I'm with Mox on this one here. We don't have enough hazmat suits to get into this place. I'm likely, if we had a Molotov, to throw it in the middle of this and disinfect it that way, if we could.
I feel like if this were a video game, if we walk forward much further, we would get a notification that says, you are not high enough level.
Either that, or it would be, this is your last chance to save before the boss fight.
Yeah, I'm not ready for the boss fight. I'm letting you know.
All I know is, as I'm looking in there could be something that is salvageable in there, but I am not gonna wade through the blood and the muck to get
Not worth it.
No.
We can get what we can get, and we can say we get what we can get. Maybe you take some money off of it, whatever, but it's probably better for us this way.
As you are standing there debating this in hushed tones, kind of huddled around one of these doors, out of the corner of your eye, in this horrible room of medical experimentation, you do start to see bodies moving.
Son of a bitch.
It is not, to make it worse, it is not the big hulking or the emaciated, cybered out people that you have seen before. These are like, they're corpses. They look like corpses. They're not even whole bodies. There's missing chunks.
Perception check. I am looking. What color are these people?
Dead flesh.
Not green?
No. Galen has seen dead people.
Yes.
These are dead people.
I don't like that. Don't like that at all.
To stress, none of them are moving towards you. None of them have responded or seen you peeking through the window. None of them are rushing the doors. None of you are in immediate danger.
But they're inside this medical facility shuffling around.
Yes. A couple of them like bump into each other and just change directions. One of them like
nope.
Tips over, tumbles over something that was in their way and just rolls along the ground and kind of picks themselves back up and keeps moving. No light in their eyes, no life in their bodies.
Galen's going to turn to everybody and go, there are literally zombies in there. Y'all can't pay me enough for this shit.
Oh, those poor people. I hope they're not still there.
He looks back in and looks at them stumbling over each other. I would assume that there ain't much left in them at all. So, whatever the hell happened to them, it ain't good.
Why are they still here? How are they still here?
The good doctor had a few questions to answer before we return whatever salvage we have.
What am I supposed to send him? What in the actual fuck? In a picture?
That's a really good start, actually.
Okay.
Not right now! Jesus!
I didn't know how fast you wanted to expedite this. Fuck!
And if he sends a thumbs up, we're gonna know that he's an asshole.
Kill him.
I still don't... Never mind.
You know what? It's fine. We'll go over it when we're in a less stressful environment, because right now the rage is just... No!
I'm gathering the consensus is to back away slowly.
Yep, yes.
And head back upstairs.
As best we can.
Okay.
We're going to keep an eye out for the other people that we saw earlier, because now there are 3 different types of people that we have been exposed to, and that's a lot of types of people.
You're able to make your way back up the stairs without any trouble. You are returned again to that processing floor. With the experience you have already had, you are able to navigate back to the elevator safely, avoiding the plants. You can take the elevator up to the main floor without any issues. So, here's the question. How long do you want to remain in the facility gathering salvage, scrap, anything before you head back, try to contact Hicks? What's the plan?
Well, if we want any amount of payment, we do not have nearly enough. At my last total, out of everything that we needed, we have 2 out of 3 cyber arms, 2 out of 3 cyber legs, 2 out of 2 Berserker units, 1 out of 5 med kits, and 1 out of 5 anti-venom. Far as I recall, that's it.
I mean, we could test our luck. We could test our luck on the other floors. They were, from what you told us, they are far less gory than what we just witnessed down there.
Well, with the limited amount that we saw, yeah, it wasn't that bad. I mean, we saw one person wandering. That's a hell of a lot better than what we thought downstairs.
I agree. And there's 5 of us and 1 of them, so we could try that.
I'm in favor of that.
Yeah.
Same.
All right. So the floor you did not explore yet was the living quarters for the detention staff, which, according to the blueprints that Mox found, adding to what Drall had gotten from Paperboy, combined with Galen's knowledge, the living quarters were on the floor underneath the armory. So that's where we want to go next.
I think that's probably the best idea at the moment. Maybe we'll come up with some sort of just explanation of what the hell happened here.
Yeah, not that.
All right.
So you ascend in the elevator. You're back on the main floor. You've decided what to do. You go over to one of the other elevators that takes you down to the staff floors. You hit the button to go down to the living quarters. Elevator takes you down. The doors slide open, and we will wait to see what you see next time.
Oh, it's gonna be real bad.
That's where we're gonna call this episode.
I love that this episode basically boiled down to us all walking through one level and going, never fucking mind, and walking back up to where we were the previous session.
No, thank you.
Sometimes we have common sense.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, just because you can go through the dungeon doesn't necessarily mean you need to go through the dungeon.
That's always a valid choice in a tabletop game.
So true.
So we will see what happens with that further exploration next time. That is the end of episode 15. Thank you all for being here and playing along. Thank you, future audience on the YouTubes. And check back in 2 weeks to see what wildness they find through those elevator doors. It is time for So Longs this evening. Let's say goodbye to our lovely casts, find where they can be located on the interwebs and what they might be doing. Mallo.
Hello! You can find me everywhere at the Mallo Man. I will be putting up a lot of content this week and going into next week, so just make sure you keep an eye on those socials, okay?
Foreshadowing is what we call that. We'll move on to Wild.
Yes, hello. I am Wildling011. I mean, I've been a little bit too busy to do anything online, but if you're in the Bellevue area or the South Seattle area, go check out the Bellevue Arts Museum or the Fry Museum to see work that I did. And no, I'm not talking about art. I'm talking about painting the walls. Go and appreciate those clean, crisp lines and even paint strokes. I am sure you will enjoy. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Also, special thanks to Caleb for DMing this while feeling like absolute crap. We really appreciate you.
Show must go on. I will tomorrow. It's late over here on the East Coast. Pete.
Hi, it's me, my fellow dogs. You can check out all of my throbbing, veiny content at the Mallo Man. CAECCC. Thanks for joining us, and thank you, Caleb.
Lauren.
Stunning. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'm Lauren. I'm 95% Lauren, most of the internet, as well as Thousand Faces Cosplay. You can find me gaming here, gaming on Misty Mountain Gaming, gaming on Thousand Faces now. Basically just gaming. And then I post my butt on the internet sometimes, so go check that out. And
All around good time.
crafting and cosplay. Let's go. Thanks for being here. See you next time when we figure out that it's going to be a bloodbath behind this door.
And
good.
Ethan.
Like Lauren said, we do game on Misty Mountain streaming. We have our 19th or 20th session of Wild Beyond the Witchlight on Saturday, so feel free to check that out, or check our YouTube, Thousand Faces Cosplay, to catch up on the previous episodes. We also just ran what was supposed to be a one-shot, but ended up being the first part of probably a three-shot of an Oops All Kobolds game, and you can check that out on our Thousand Faces TTRPG Twitch. It will also be getting uploaded on our YouTube. So, yeah, check out all that good stuff. And again, thank you, Caleb. Please hydrate.
Oh, buddy.
It's just my sinuses. This weather. That's not that bad, is it?
No, God, no.
No.
Jesus.
God, Ethan.
It was a joke. Look, you sound so much better in comparison now.
Well, you can find me on the socials at the Caleb G. You cannot hear me on the socials, so that'll eliminate all of this sinus congestion. It'll just be a fun time. You can hear archives of Chaos Incorporated. You can hear me for the next Identico project that will be, I'm not going to say anything more about that.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. We'll say coming soon.
Yeah.
Coming soon. You can find some old voices of me over on Farm to Fable and the RPG Academy. Of course, thank you all for being here and listening. See you in 2 weeks. Same cyber time, same cyber station. We love you. Good night. Take care of yourself. Eat some food, drink some water, take your meds, take a nap. Get outside. Do something nice for yourself because you deserve it. We love you, and we'll see you next time.
Neon Trails is Ethan as Mox, Lauren as Drall, Pete as Dog, Wild as Bee, me, Mallo, as Galen, and the Caleb G is our game runner. You can learn more about the game we play on this podcast by going to www.playidentico.com. You can join us live for these sessions every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific over on twitch.tv/Identico. And you can watch along with past episodes and see additional content like how to play videos over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Identico. Finally, you can follow along with us on the socials at Identico on Twitter and at Humanoid Games on Threads and Instagram. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you next week.